Okay, and let's get back to where we left off before lunch. Is there anyone who can't see my screen? Yeah, and again, if you just got back, go ahead and type back in the chat. Okay, so before the break, when we left off, we went over the GitHub repository where you guys can find everything to get ready to teach this at your home institutions. Were there any questions on where to find anything? Is there anything that you want me to go over again? Put the link to the GitHub in the chat again. Be great. So you guys are all good on how to request time through the Google Calendar. And then once your students and request access the information that I need for access for your students, at least 2 weeks before you plan to teach. And then instructions here for getting started, basically how to log on to the SMCE system, which server to select, where to copy files from, which command to run to copy files, and how to restart your kernel, student's kernel, or select the correct kernel in case that becomes an issue. No questions about that stuff? Okay, and again, when you guys are getting closer to the time that you plan to teach it or planning to schedule, if you have any questions or if anything isn't clear, please reach out and we'll be happy to help. Again, we really want to make sure you guys are successful in teaching this at your home institutions. Okay, so if there is no more questions, this is officially the end of the boot camp. And so I do want to give you guys all the next 40 minutes to complete the post-boot camp survey. And so I'm going to put a link to that in the chat. It is kind of long. There's about 55 questions or so. And so that's why I wanted to give you time during the boot camp to do it. So please go ahead, click on that link and answer the boot camp. When you're done, type done in the chat, because if you guys finish sooner than the 40 minutes that I've put in the schedule for this, then we'll move on to the extra stuff that you guys have requested sooner. So make sure that you guys are filling in that post bootcamp survey. Let me know if any of you guys have issues accessing the survey. And then again, when you're done, just type done in the chat so that I know. And if everyone finishes early, then we'll start the extra stuff sooner. Guys, thank you guys so much for taking the time to fill out these surveys. They're super valuable to us. We take them very seriously and we use them to improve the content for next time and also to try to get more funding to be able to continue these courses. So I know it was a lot of questions, but again, really appreciate your feedback. With that, we are at the point in the schedule where we're going to start doing some of the extra stuff that you guys have asked for throughout the boot camp. So we're going to do it in a truncated fashion. Some of the extra stuff you guys talked about can take a long time, so depending on what issues you run into. So we're going to do our best. Anything that you guys have issues with that you're going to need some one-on-one time with us, happy to stay later after the boot camp today, or we can schedule another time if you need our help with anything that we're going to go over any of this extra stuff. So with that, I am going to pass it off to Lauren to show you guys how to get access to a Unix environment for those of you Windows users. So for you Mac users, you can kind of sit back and watch and learn in case you have some Windows friends to help out. So Lauren, you want to go ahead?
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Sorry, I have two computers open, so I'm just figuring it out here. Okay, so for Windows users, let me go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, so we're going to follow the instructions on this page for manually installing the Windows subsystem for Linux, which is also called WSL. Let's go. There we go. So I can just go ahead and put this link in the chat. Okay, so we're doing a manual install of WSL.
Or share your screen.
Yeah, I had to unshare to find the chat again. So now I should be sharing it again. Say that again?
Yeah, good now.
Okay. All right. So the first step here, there are 6 steps. We're actually just going to do step 1 and step 6. So the first step is enabling the Windows subsystem for Linux. So what we need to do is open Windows PowerShell as an administrator and run this command. So in order to open PowerShell as an administrator, what I did was I went to the so I actually followed these instructions, not the instructions in the manual. You guys can do whatever works for you. But for me, what worked was Win key and R together. And then I typed in PowerShell and held down Control Shift Enter, which then opened PowerShell as an administrator. So enter. And for me, it asked if I wanted to allow the app to make changes to my device, and so I said yes. So that should bring up Windows PowerShell that says Administrator at the top. And then you can go ahead and run this command that's shown in the first step of the manual that I put in the chat. So let me also put the command in the chat. Okay, so I'm not going to run this command because I already ran it and I'm not sure what it'll do to my computer if I run it again. But you can go ahead and run this command and let me know if you need to, if you're prompted to restart or if you have any errors. And let me know in the chat when you have finished with this.
Lauren, does this install it system-wide or does it install it per user?
I think you have the choice to install it system-wide or per user.
If you were thinking or wondering about the admin part, Amanda, I do think we can avoid that either way.
Gotcha.
All right, so I think that I'm waiting to hear from Alba, Huijin, and scrolling back up to the top here,
Susie, but Susie, you already have this on yours, right? Or at least
and
you.
Mark. And Mark, right?
Okay.
So Alba, Huijin, and Mark. Let me know if you run into errors or if you get a success message. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Mark. So for those of you who have this running, I have the admin password handy to log in. I'll do this. Okay. Okay. So I think we're just waiting on Elba then, who I think needed to log back in from another user account, maybe to have admin rights. Mike, what you said a minute ago, I couldn't quite hear you. Did you say we can't avoid doing this via admin?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's my understanding as well. Just wanted to make sure. Okay, so for everyone who has this working already, the next step, so we're going to skip steps 2 through 5 because this is actually not necessary for today and something that you can do later. So this is just for updating to WSL2. But for today, what we need to do is install a Linux distribution. But before we do that, we have to restart the computer. So everyone who has already gotten this PowerShell command to work, please go ahead and restart your computer, and then we can go to step 6. And let me know when you're ready to go to step 6.
Hey Lauren, did you run into issues with that other page that's just WSL-install, I guess?
Yep, I sure did. It told me there was no such command.
Do you know
Repeated.
what version of Windows you have? Either way, I think we should do what you're doing. I want to log this in my own brain.
Yes. What was that command for checking? I was just looking at my OS version here. WinVer, that's right. So yeah, so I have Windows 10 and then this specific OS build.
Thanks. I'm taking a screenshot of your little window. Hope you don't mind.
No, go right ahead.
Yeah, because that's obviously much easier if that's possible. It'd be nice to know what systems that does actually work on, just that one command.
Yeah, I was really surprised that it didn't work because this is a very new computer, like last couple of months. So I thought, oh,
Yeah.
we should be good to go here. But yeah,
Are you on your NASA computer?
say it again.
Is it your NASA computer that you're working on?
No, my NASA computer is a Mac. So
Oh,
this
right,
is
right,
a
right.
computer I had actually forgotten yesterday. Like I bought this because I had to install some software for another project that can only be run on Windows. So I just got a little Asus laptop. So I see that we have everyone except Elba here in the participants list. Does that mean like Mark and Joel, were you able to restart your computer? Okay, no problem.
Uh, hey, I'm having an issue with mine. It says the um, Windows subsystem for Linux optional component is not enabled. Please enable it and try again, even though it said that the operation on the PowerShell said the operation completed successfully.
So what are you running to get this error then?
Ubuntu 18.04.5.
So you moved on to step 6 and you downloaded Ubuntu from the App Store?
Yes.
Okay. And okay, so when you, let's see, let's go to step 6 here. Okay, so you downloaded it and you got the 18.04 version?
Yes.
Okay, I would get uninstall the 18 and install the 20 first
Okay.
of all. I think that, I don't know, but I would think that a more recent version would have fewer issues, and that's also the one that I got, so I'm in a better position to help troubleshoot. And then, so then you then launched Ubuntu, and when you go to your Ubuntu window, that was the problem. Like,
Yeah, it
you,
said that I'm not running
okay.
the Windows like subsystem to let Linux do its thing.
Okay. Um, yeah, try. That's my first thought. Is try getting the version 20 of Ubuntu. Let me know if that gives you the same error.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Amanda, I had to log out and log in from another account on my computer. The person who set this up put a space between my first and second name. I can't fix it easily. And I know from experience, it causes problems when I install certain kinds of packages. So can you put in the link to this so that I can follow along?
Yeah, I think Lauren's doing that now. Awesome. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you so much, Lauren. It's just an annoyance. I renamed the administrator name, but it doesn't solve it. And you cannot have a space in that command prompt. It causes all kinds of problems.
No problem, Alba. So I just put the link in the chat again, and we were just going through, we're doing step 1 and step 6 of this manual. So you can ignore the other steps, I think.
Okay, I'll catch up. If you could put the Jupyter notebook link, that's great. I wasn't able to copy and retain the stuff from my previous login. Whoops, some of them may have changed. I
The
did.
Drive links, yeah. So I did update some of those files. For those of you guys that are waiting, I just put in links to files on the Google Drive that we're going to be working with after the break. So if you just wanted to start downloading, I'll put them all in the chat again.
Are we using the Jupyter Notebook again? If so, could you put the link in?
I'm just going to show you how to open it.
Thank
So we're going to run through it in our studio. But yeah, I'll put all those links in again.
Okay.
Okay, I tried downloading the newest version, and it's not letting me download it. It's not giving me the button to download it.
Did you uninstall your previous installation?
Yes, I did.
Weird. Yeah, I know about not getting the button, but I thought it was because it was installed.
No, because I went to the I made sure I uninstalled it, and I checked my Finder to go look for it, and it's no
Yeah.
longer in my files now. Maybe actually, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the recycling bin and just make sure everything is completely empty. Okay.
I don't know where it checks exactly, but maybe restarting your browser will clear wherever it's stored that it thinks your system has it also. It's a long shot, but
All right. I'm gonna just go ahead and restart the computer, see what I can do from there. I'll hop back in a minute.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry.
definitely no apologies needed. This is us sort of figuring this out too with you, figuring out the easiest way
So
to do
mine
this.
installed, step 1 is done. I just moved to step 6 and I don't do that restart, correct? We're not restarting.
No, you do have to do the restart. Sorry. So between step 1 and step 6, there's a restart.
Yeah, so go ahead and restart and then just join the meeting when you're back.
So when you said your the command worked for you, I think you said earlier, was that trying with the WSL install version, or were you still going the way that Lauren was showing? Lauren, do you remember if you tried that command at the PowerShell and at the Windows command prompt? Out of curiosity.
The step 1 command?
The other one, the just WSL install, when you said it didn't come
Oh,
up.
I tried it just at the PowerShell. Good point.
You don't have to try it now.
That's a good point.
Certainly, as it's listed there, it should be in both anyway. I was just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I restarted my whole computer and everything, and it's still not showing the button.
Just out of curiosity, Mark, could you try the WSL-dash install command and see if it doesn't exist on your computer too?
Okay, WSL. Okay, hold on. Uh,
This could be in the PowerShell, or if you can open a regular Windows command prompt, whatever.
gotcha.
And then I'll paste it in. It would be like that. And it might just say command not found or something similar.
Okay, sorry. Just give me 1 second while I get this
Yeah.
up and running. Straighter. All right, I'm in PowerShell. What do I run? WSL?
Yeah, I pasted it in the chat, but
Oh,
WSL space
okay.
dash dash install.
Okay. See. Okay, it's install. Okay, it's installing.
Sweet.
Unmounts and detaches a disk from all the WSL2 distributions. Unmounts and detaches all disks if called without argument. And now it's opened up a new command line. It doesn't say error anywhere from where I see.
That's
So,
different from what I got, so that's promising.
yeah. Does,
Um,
hmm.
so it looks like, Mark, if the Windows App Store isn't working for you, there is guidance here for installing Ubuntu distributions programmatically. So like this might work from the PowerShell command
Okay,
line.
let me see.
Well, if
Oh,
his
sorry.
WSL install command works, he may have it already. That's supposed to wrap everything.
Okay, that's
I'm
weird.
trying to figure out how you check or open it.
Oh, that's supposed to have Ubuntu in it, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. Hold on a sec then, Mark.
Gotcha.
Maybe this will work.
How do you open your Ubuntu terminal, Lauren, once you have it set up?
I just search Ubuntu.
Can you try that, Mark?
Sorry, one more time. Oh yeah. I tried searching it, and it's not on my thing anymore.
After the command we just ran, it doesn't show up.
I have to search Ubuntu. Yeah, it just takes to web results.
Bummer.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that's weird because I mean I'm not installing it, but when I go back to the 18 the earlier version, the install
oh,
button shows up.
all right. Maybe for some reason you cannot get that newer version. Maybe it has to do with the version of your OS. Okay, interesting. So maybe yeah, go ahead then and
Download the older version.
yeah, go and download the older version since that's all you can get. But
Gotcha.
then you're probably going to run into that same error as before.
Okay, let me
So
see.
let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
Sorry to hold you guys up like this.
No. This is completely expected. Everyone's computer is a little bit different, installations, distributions. So this is why we allocated a bunch of time for this. Is anybody else also having an issue or has Ubuntu up and running?
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
Okay. It says error WSL2 requires an update to its kernel component. For information, please visit this website they gave me and press any key to continue, which I know is just going to close the window.
Okay, don't close the window just yet.
Yeah.
Can you put the whole error into the chat so I can see it?
Sure.
This might be the step 5, Lauren, the WSL set default version 2.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Oh, should I try that?
So you do have WSL2
Yeah.
somehow.
Can you?
So we're actually at step 4. This is literally linked us to step 4 of this manual. So I guess just do step 4.
Okay.
So Lauren, we are a minute into our afternoon break. I don't know if
Oh.
you have something that you have to go to right now.
Yes, I do.
Okay, I thought so. So we will pick this up probably a little bit after we get back from the break because Sylvan will be joining us at 1:30 to talk about MATLAB and talk about the differences between MATLAB and Python. And then once we hear from him, we'll pick up where we left off with installing this command line and then installing some other stuff locally. So please, everyone, be back here by 1:30 p.m. And then, Lauren, is it okay if people want to go on to step 6 in your workflow if they want to give it a try over the break?
Yes, that's totally fine.
Yeah, so those of you
Yeah,
guys who did
I'm gonna
successfully
stay here.
install.
Sorry.
Oh, perfect. So Mike's volunteered to hang out during the break to help if any of you guys want to stay on, or Mark, if you want to work out your error.
Yeah. Gotcha.